Counting calories might help you lose weight, but counting macros helps you lose fat. Here's the difference. If you've ever felt stuck tracking every bite but still not seeing the results you want, today's episode will clear things up. We're diving into the difference between calorie counting and macro tracking, and which one actually works better for long-term fat loss. All right, everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Weight Loss 4 podcast. I'm Trevor, your host. And as usual, today we're going to start off with a quote. Today's is by Zig Ziglar, who said, "Positive thinking will let you do everything better than negative thinking will." All right, let's jump right in and break it down. So, counting calories is focusing on how much you're eating, but macro tracking is focusing on what you're eating. And that is what is making all the difference. So macros, which we've talked about, are proteins, fats, and carbs. They determine body composition. So two people can eat the same amount of calories, but one, eating mostly protein and healthy fats, will lose more fat and maintain muscle, while the other, eating processed carbs, might struggle with fat loss. Macros are going to influence your energy levels, cravings, and recovery. More protein will keep you full, while high sugar intake will lead to energy crashes and spikes. And then macros are better long-term for sustainability. Because when people are counting macros, they naturally start making smarter food choices without the stress of obsessing over every calorie. And it's important to remember, not all calories are created equal. 100 calories of chicken fuels your body differently than 100 calories of candy. And that's why macro tracking works better long term. But let's talk about metabolism. Because your body doesn't just care about how many calories you eat. It cares about where those calories come from. Protein has the highest thermic effect, meaning your body burns more calories digesting it than carbs or fat. Processed carbs can spike your insulin levels and lead to increased fat storage and more hunger. And then healthy fats keep you satisfied longer and reduce cravings. That's why when someone is eating 2,000 calories of whole foods, they will feel fuller and burn more fat than someone eating 2,000 calories of junk food. Your metabolism isn't just a calculator, it's a chemistry lab. The secret to fat loss isn't just cutting calories, it's choosing the right foods to fuel your metabolism and control your hunger. But does that mean that calorie counting is bad or not useful? Let's talk about that for a second. Calorie counting isn't useless, not exactly. It can be healthy for beginners who need awareness of portion sizes, for people with specific weight loss goals who need and want more structure, and for short-term use to get a better idea of your eating patterns. But it's not ideal for long-term sustainability because tracking every calorie you eat forever isn't realistic. It's also not ideal for anyone prone to obsessive eating habits or people looking to optimize body composition, not just weight. That's why for most people, the better approach is using the macro system, focusing on protein intake, portion control, and nutrient-dense foods rather than micromanaging every calorie. It's important to know, calories can help at first, but focusing on that food quality and your macros will lead to sustainable fat loss. That's why here at our weight loss clinic, we try and have everyone set up on a macro plan. We want people to be getting the right amount of protein. As you know, when you're losing weight, if you're not careful, you will lose a substantial amount of muscle. And we're trying to maintain as much of that as possible. The goal isn't just to reduce the number on the scale. Our goal is always to become healthier, right? We want healthier body composition. We want to make healthier choices. We want to extend our life and extend our quality of life by what we're eating, by the choices that we're making. And as we do this, we get better. We know how to proceed. We can account for things that we like to eat. We can also get more mindful, and we can afford to every once in a while indulge in something like a dessert or cake or holiday pie or whatever. But by focusing on your macros and making sure that you are hitting them, you give yourself the best chance for a sustainable lifestyle that will help you meet your health and weight loss goals. It's about fat control. You want to lose and burn as much fat as possible, and that's what macros will do. Counting calories helps you lose weight, sure, but tracking macros helps you lose fat and gives you the most sustainable approach to shift your focus from eating less to eating smarter. So anyway, I encourage you to look into macros if you're on a health or a weight loss journey, because that really does help. If you felt like this episode was helpful, please comment, subscribe, like. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comments on our Instagram. You can email me at trevor@ultimatemedicalweightloss.com, and I will be back next time.